Berlin, because it's so big, you can find a space for basically everybody. It's known for a lot of queer people that, this is a more progressive city. It's more of a safe haven.
We're at like a monthly like femme and queer comedy night. Like that's a pretty cool thing. Berlin has been quite a queer city for quite a while. Ketamine, though. I'm Jan. I am a go by he, him. I have lived in Berlin almost 4 years now. Wanted somewhere that was fun and vibrant, and also queer was a big part of it as well. I think Berlin has definitely earned its queer reputation. It has a long history of being a bit of a safe haven, not just for Germany, but for a lot of Europe. There are some difficulties that come with the city, but I think overall, queer people have certainly found a home here.
I definitely have to worry about being safe here less than I would if I was back home.
Yeah, anyone here from Latvia, by the way? Yeah.
I'm Louie, she, her. I am 25. To me, being queer means being free. It means that I don't have to think about too much what I'm saying or how people perceive me, I guess. I'm also, when I'm saying that, I'm also taking into account that I'm in Berlin right now. Like for me, it's a very safe space.
So I'm Paris, I'm 24, a little baby. I've been doing like stand-up for like a year and a half, a couple of years. There's a pandemic in between, so it's difficult to calculate. But yeah, and I've lived in Berlin for almost 4 years now. Everyone's sort of figuring out who they are, and queer is a lovely umbrella of people that are exploring things. And like in the comedy scene, I'm queer as fuck, really, because Berlin feels already pretty safe because everything is queer around you. Because I don't know if you heard, but I'm from Greece. So Berlin is, it's a better alternative. I didn't feel like, oh, I'm gonna wear a dress tonight. Fucking hell no. I feel safe walking in a dress in Berlin. I don't feel safe walking in a dress almost anywhere else right now in my head until I find another place where I do. And I think it's not because people here are drinking this water of enlightenment, it's just because they've been exposed to such an insane cultural change.
My name is Heiner Schulze. Schulze Museum is important because back then gay people were not represented at all in mainstream institutions. In the 1920s, Berlin was, when it comes to queer liberation activism, one of the main hotspots. It was just a very open mind and culture in the city compared to a lot of other places worldwide. And it's been known for that, so also people came here for that until it then got shut down by the Nazis, basically. To the Nazis, it was an abomination. Basically, it was like this kind of, it was a threat. People were sent to concentration camps and were killed. People sent to the concentration camps, they got to put the pink triangle on their uniforms. So they were identified through this. Triangle originates in the categories the Nazis used to persecute people. It became a symbol of the persecution of gay men, of queer people. But then later, when the activism started again, people used the symbol because it's part of our history and appropriated it And we're like, no, we use this as a symbol for our past, but we turn it around and make it as a symbol of our own liberation. And so until the 90s or something, it used to be kind of the main symbol for this kind of activism in Germany. Queer life and more progressive, liberated lifestyles became more visible. This created a backlash. Queer issues are talked about more often. More visibility also means there's more threat to a certain extent.
It's not like this is a fucking utopia in no way. Because German people are not that open-minded. Like, take the S-Bahn to the end point, and then it's not all like queer and fun anymore. So it's more about this. I think it's a bubble. It's a bubble that was created, and it's lovely that it exists because people still want to get into that bubble and feel great. But also, to not kid ourselves, it is a little bit artificial. Some people consider utopia building their own tiny community outside of society, and some people consider utopia making society their community. If you can take control of legislation in a community, city level, and have a bubble where people can be free and happy, like, I think that's as close to utopia as we're ever going to get. And even though it's the capital of Germany, people have managed to create this bubble. And even though there might be some little holes in that bubble, the fact that it even exists is insane. Because the reality is, whatever you experience here, if you go 12 miles over there, you're going to experience something more. So if you want to create this overwhelming global thing, then Berlin, I guess, can be a distraction to what the world is, because it's not as real as most people's experiences.